select continuous variable or measure as sales and place it in the rows. Then take the dimension, supposedly say region, and place it over colors. So over here it looks like a stacked bar chart. It actually is a stacked bar chart. Now to convert this stacked bar chart into funnel, we simply have to place this measure or take this measure and place it on the size. Now we'll arrange it in descending order. It looks a bit like a funnel if you'll notice. Now I'll increase the view from standard to the entire view. So here is our funnel. Now if you'd like to label it, I'll place the region on the labels. I'll drag and drop the region on the label. So this is west with the highest sales and south with the lowest sales. This shows that the larger the size, the larger is the sales. If I would also like to view the sales over here, I'll drag and drop the sales on the labels, so I get the sales as well over here. Now, if I would like to change the size of the text, I can do that. I would like to increase the size of the text to say 10 and color to say, so I can do that as well. So here you can see, I'll increase the size further. Let me make it 16. Okay, so it looks good. So here is my funnel, and this funnel is representing the sales across regions, across years. And so basically this funnel is help me represent the sales which have happened across different regions. So this is a very good way of representing data. So after this funnel chart, the normal funnel chart, we'll go to advanced funnel chart. So our advanced funnel chart looks something like this. Before going to the over there, let's see that how the funnel chart will look to the user. To the end user, it looks like this. This is quite good. It looks great when it will be added on the dashboard. So next we'll be moving to the advanced funnel chart. The advanced funnel chart looks something like this on the dashboard when added into the worksheet. Now we'll see how to create this. So over here, this advanced funnel chart is showing me the various subcategory products and the sales of each. The product at the top with the highest length or the highest coverage is the one which is having the maximum sales, and the product over here, fasteners, with the minimum coverage of area, that is giving me the lowest amount of sales. Now we'll see that how to create this chart. So first of all, I'll remove this all. Now I would like to create a normal chart between my dimension subcategory and dimension subcategory and my measure, which is sales. So I get this bar chart. I would like to swap the I would like to swap the rows and columns. So I'll use the swap command. If I want to swap, I can use swap command, or I can also use control W. It also swaps the accesses for me. So I'm using control W, again control W, it is swap. Now I would like to arrange these values in descending order. So I've done that. Now over here, I would like to label them if, then here's the label. So these are my subcategories, products based on the sales. Okay, so these are the sales of various subcategory products. Now over here, I'll have to convert it into area. So over here under the marks, I get this option of area. So you can see area wise over here. Now one thing to notice, this is one half. Now for creating that advanced funnel, we have to add one another half over here. So there is a method which is known as creating a calculated field. You will understand how to create a calculated field. I'll tell you the concept behind creating a calculated field and why do you create them and what's the purpose. But right now, for creating an advanced funnel, you simply have to go over here on any of the measure or dimension. Okay, and click over here and the drop down and go to create. And I would like to create a calculated field, and what this calculated field will do, it will create a negative sales for me. Okay, I'm creating a negative sales calculated field, and it will do nothing, it will just create a negative sales. So what all sales I saw, that was the actual sales. I'm just to create it on the left hand side of the axis, I am adding one more field which is known as negative calculated field. I'll do okay, I'll press okay. Now I'll bring this negative sales over here before the sales. So it has created double axis for me. Now it is my advanced funnel chart. This is how it looks. Looks beautiful. If you see it on the dashboards as well, it looks great. I would like to change the color. I can change the color. Supposedly over left hand side, I want the name of the subcategories, and on right hand side maybe I want the sales. For the left hand side, the things remain as it is. For the over here, you will see that for the left hand side and right hand side, I have got these two fields. This is for the entire one. This is for the negative, the left hand side, the diagram on the left hand side of this axis. This is for this marks card is for that, and the diagram on the right hand side of the axis, this axis card is for that. There's some sales over here and some negative sales. So some negative sales represent the diagram on the left hand side of the axis. Some positive sales shows the diagram on the right hand side of the axis. On the left hand side, I'm good with the symbols. On right hand side, I want to replace the symbols, the names of the subcategories with the sales values. So over here, what I'll do is, first of all, I'll be removing the subcategory over here from the labels. Okay, and over here on the labels I'll be placing sales instead. So you can see the subcategory wise sales. For each subcategory product, sales is given. Now if instead of having the sales figures, if I would like to have it in the form of percentage, then over here on the drop down of the sum of sales, I'll do quick calculations, to quick table calculations, and I'll over here I'll see show it as the percentage of total. So it will show as the percentage of total. So the product with the highest sales of the total 100% sale, 14% sales alone came from phones and from chairs, 14% from each. And then the minimum sales came from fasteners, labels, and envelopes, which is less than 1%. So in this way, you create an advanced funnel chart. I hope you are now clear that how to create a basic funnel chart and how to create an advanced funnel chart. That's all for this video. We'll meet in the next video. Thank you. Next, we'll see a waterfall chart. A waterfall chart is also a method of means one of the several methods of visualizations. So instead of use, if you have to show the relationship between a measure and dimension, you can also use a waterfall model. So let me take you the Tableau workbook where I have created a waterfall model. So this is how waterfall model looks like. Over here, I have tried to plot the relationship between the my continuous variable sales with the subcategory, which is my discrete variable. So over here, you can see that how beautiful this chart looks like, and it looks like a waterfall over here. So these few charts, like one of them is like waterfall chart. Adding this chart to your Tableau dashboard will make the dashboard quite attractive, because this is one of those rare charts which people draw, because many of them don't know how to draw a waterfall chart. So if you have to show a relationship between a dimension and a measure, then instead of using a stacked bar chart or a common visualization, you can choose something which is not even available over here in the show me suggestion. So this will be a unique one, because very few people will be drawing these. So now let's see how to create a waterfall chart. Let me remove the current visualization. I'll remove the graph from here, and then we'll draw it from the scratch. First of all, let me place a dimension, supposedly say a subcategory over here on the columns. Then I place a continuous variable, a measure, supposedly say sales over here. So I've got this normal bar chart. Now I would be willing to change the order. I am willing to do it in like ascending order or descending order. The way I want, I can draw it. Supposedly, I am drawing it on descending order. Now I have to use over here from the auto marks, instead of using automatic, I'll have to use a Gantt chart. So this is something like a waterfall. It is showing that something like a waterfall it looks like. Now I'll have to increase the size of each of the values. So sales, I'll place the sales on size. So based, sorry, I have to place it on size. I'll place the sales on size. So over here, based on the quantity of products sold, the size of each of the subcategory looks. So the subcategory phones and chairs have the highest sales, and the subcategory fasteners and labels have the one of the lowest. Now I can also add colors to it. Let me add, if I would like to add a gradient color, I can simply place sales on the colors. So I have this gradient color. The one with darkest color is the one with the highest sales, and the one with the lightest color is the one with lowest sales. Instead of a gradient color, if I would be willing to have multiple colors, So I can place my subcategory field over here on the colors, and I'll get multiple colors. If I would also like to view the value of sales on each, I can simply place the sales on the labels over here. So I get the sales. But if you remove it, then it look more beautiful. So this is how you create a waterfall chart. I hope it is clear to you. That's all for this video. Let's move to the next visualization.